Okay, this is an instructional video that'll show you how to make your very own McTie. You'll need some plastic tubing and nylon tubing or polyethylene tubing. Any kind of thermoplastic tubing will be fine. You want to cut off a section of the tubing, a nice generous piece, maybe a couple feet long, and then you're going to wind this tubing onto this dowel. And so the easiest way to get started on the dowel is to drill a hole in it. So I drilled a hole that's a nice slip fit in the dowel. You don't need to worry about cleaning it up or anything. And now you put the dowel in the vise and you stick your material in there, and then you start winding it around. The first couple of turns you want to be close together, and then after that for a couple of turns you want to be far apart. And then when you finish off you want to be close together again. And you just finish this off, and now the tricky part is you got to hold that. Put another turn on there. You got to hold that with your teeth or whatever while you fasten up the tie wrap around there to hold the plastic to the dowel. And that's that. Now you can cut the excess off. Cut off the excess tubing. Cut off the excess tie wrap, and you're ready to go in the oven. Now right here you got the oven that's preheated to 350 degrees. And I've made these nice little blocks because you don't want the plastic resting on the hot inside of the oven. So here we go. I'm going to put her in there. First you can put the V-blocks that you're resting the part on inside the oven to start off with, and then you won't have to do what I'm doing here. It'll already be in there. But so you make sure that the plastic's not touching anything inside here, and it's not. So now you're ready to close the door, and I got the timer set for 20 minutes. So at 350 degrees, the material will get soft, but not too soft. It won't run away. So the timer's set for 20 minutes. We'll come back in 20 minutes and see how we did. Okay, we're back. Now, we're counting down the seconds here until 20 minutes is reached for the oven time. And the bell will ding on this device here. So a word about putting plastic in your oven. Mom's not going to like it, bottom line. So it's best done when maybe she's not home. But if she is home, you got to reassure her that nothing can go wrong, because the plastic, as long as you have something, maybe put some aluminum foil underneath it so it gets too hot and drips, it's not going to catch on fire. The wood wouldn't burn until well past 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember Fahrenheit 451, the movie about burning books. But so the wood isn't going to catch on fire or burn or anything. It gets hot. And then while you're heating it up, you got to keep an eye on it. Sometimes the radiant heat from the heaters will directly heat the plastic, and it couldn't get above 350 degrees. But it shouldn't just plain out melt until you get it to about 400 degrees. So anyway, in just a minute, the bell's going to ding, and I'll open the oven and start cooling it off. But I don't know what else to say except for sometimes it'll relax a little bit and move around while it's getting heated up. And it looks like that's happened here a little bit. But you know, once you get your trick down, you'll be able to make it be just like you want it to be. It might take a little bit of plastic. You might want to draw some guidelines on the dowel for guiding where you're going to wind it. Again, the key to the McTie is that at the start of the coil, the coils are close together. And then out in the main binding part of the coils are far apart. So that makes it easy to get the thing wound on to whatever you're tying up, but it keeps the end from being out like this, so that that way it wouldn't want to dig into the bundle. And so on this this McTie we're going to make right here, we got closely spaced coils. Oh, there we go. All right, now it's time to open up the oven. And you could reach in there and take it out, but I'm just going to turn the fan on and start cooling it down. And once it gets cooled down a little bit, I'll take it out. Well, actually, I can take it out now. Since y'all are waiting. And I'll just use a pair of channel lock pliers to grab it with. Get some big pliers out here. There we go. So I can grab the dowel right past here, past the end, and take it out. And I think it got hot enough to take shape there. A lot of times the ends will flare out when you do that. So I'll take these blocks out and set it out here. And actually I'll put it right here. This won't burn me. Because the wood doesn't conduct heat very well. So there we are. Now we're going to let it sit there and cool until it starts hardening up, and then we'll cut it off and see how nice of a McTie we made. You can use this method, use as many McTies as you need around the house. It's pretty easy and cheap. So if you're really impatient, you can just dunk the whole thing underwater, but then your dowel is wet. So here's me being impatient. I'm gonna blow some air on there. I am your father. All right, we're cooling her down now. We'll let you know when she gets nice and cold. All right, that looks pretty good right there. It's not going to fall off. I don't think it'll fall off. We just direct the fan right there where we want to get it cold. This is how they do it on the Red Green show. And if y'all haven't ever seen Red Green, you're a lucky guy. Okay, we're back now for the moment of truth. I think it's going to be more than cool enough by now because the fan's been blowing on it quite a while. Usually when you got it just right, timing-wise and heat-wise, the part will look a little bit glistening and like it's about to start dripping. And I don't know if we had quite enough time or quite enough heat here, but here we go. It's nice and cold now. And I'll cut this loose right here. Oh, and we'll see what we got. There we go. And cut the tie wrap off of there. And looks like it took a little bit of shape there. So that's good. And we're going to unwind this off the dowel. And it's a McTie. And you do the McTie dance now. You dance around a little bit. So you see it's a McTie because it's got a couple of coils on each end that are close together. And then the coils in the middle are far apart. Now here we're going to use it to tie up this bundle. So right now I just use the center portion where the turns are pretty far apart to get it started, and then finish it up like that. And voila, it's a McTie. And you made it yourself. You can make as many of these as you need for next to nothing. That's the secret of McTie. And the nice thing about this McTie too is that it has the ends that are close in on each end. So on both ends they're close together. On the curly ties that we sell, they only have that close togetherness on one end right now. Or actually, we can do it on both ends. What we can't do on both ends is put the little attachment coil. And see, if you get fancy and make a wooden dowel like this, then you can actually make a curly tie with the tail on it. Anyway, there you go. So I don't need to wear the message out, but the deal is that that's a McTie, and you can make them all day long.